Yeah, did I miss my What? 3.4 mil? What the fuck? I hit him in the head from the back. What the fuck? 3.4 mil? With the auto shotgun solo? In today's video, I'm gonna show you my new updated Trickster build, and god is it crazy now. This build requires quite a lot of tier 3 mods and also the death shield that I covered in yesterday's video. So if you guys don't have that, I would also recommend to check my other Trickster build videos to start with those until you get the pieces you're gonna need for this one, since they're great starter builds and way easier to actually achieve. Since in this video, I will just mainly focus on this build alone. And you there, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I do see you here on every video, so you might as well hit that subscribe button. But before we get into the video, it's sponsor time. Are you feeling like you are completely stuck at progressing through the expeditions and matchmaking is not helping you either? Or are you missing some gear pieces or legendaries for some builds that you want to try? Or do you just want to try another class but you don't feel like leveling again? Then dwing.net is your solution. Why spend time doing the boring stuff when you can get Dwing to do that for you? They also offer boost in Destiny 2, Division 2 and many more titles. The way the boost works is with account sharing, so they do everything for you without the use of cheats or bug abuses. With over 20,000 reviews and a 4.9 score on Trustpilot to back this up. If this sounds interesting, you can use the code widdz for a 15% discount on all services. If there's something that is unclear or you have any questions, feel free to contact an operator. With all that said, thanks to Dwing for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the video. Alright, so we're gonna dive in instantly and start with the skills. So I'm using Hunt the Prey because it's a movement skill to activate more additional damage buffs, and also gives you really good utility. And on top of that, I have 2 gear mods that synergize really good with Hunt the Prey, which we will get into later. Then we have the knife skill, which is a deception skill. Once again, I'm using that mainly because it's a short cooldown and it's also to activate more damage from the skill tree. And it also works as a decent crowd control by slowing the enemies, and also the first damage you hit on the marked target will do double the damage. And then of course, last but not least, the twisted rounds, which is the main thing about the build. It just increases a lot of our damage, and it also makes the bullets be anomaly damage instead of just normal weapon damage, which in return is really strong for the end game because you will just penetrate through most of the actual enemies. So you don't have to worry about armor piercing, for example. But that was the skill. So if we take a quick look here at the skill tree, weapon damage, and here I choose armor piercing, even though it doesn't do much, but the reload doesn't matter for this because we should never reload. Then of course we pick up shotgun master, some damage, decrease cooldown skill instead of crit, since I don't have a crit build yet. If you do a trickster with like Embalmer's Rage and a crit build, then obviously you pick the crit damage. And then we have the disruptive firepower, which is activation of deception skill, increased damage by 35%. And then same with the movement skill here, 35% damage as well. Lower cooldown. And here we also have something that synergizes nice with the teleport. 20% increased weapon damage when you shoot the NPCs from the back. Also, we get that here as well. So that's a total of 40%. So that's a reason also why the teleport is really good. More damage. Decrease the skill cooldown. Bounty Hunter for damage against elites, which is really important. That's where you mainly want to focus your damage if you have to choose. Mag size, shotgun damage, and cold calculation. But that's the skill tree. Really straightforward. You pick up all the damage stuff, and yeah, there's not too much you could do here. You could do some changes and get weapon life leech, I guess, but 5% is just too little in my opinion for what you have to give up. We're gonna go into the actual build now. If you're looking for a more introduction build, I would check my other 2 Trickster build videos where I go through more talents that you could use, because this is just gonna be my build with Death Shield, and I won't really go through other stuff you could use. You just mainly focused on what I have. So to make this build, you really need to get the Death Shield. I did make a video about that yesterday, so in case you don't know too much about it, check that video out. But in short, it's amazing automatic shotgun even without looking at the talents. Got weapon life leech, close range damage, and healing received. It is also a narrow variant, which is better than slug because of the range, and also higher base damage per bullet, which just feels better. And it also comes with the mod called Fortress, which is amazing. And then I put Killing Spree there as well, which just those two damage talents together are just crazy, crazy good. And in case you didn't know, Fortress will give you 43% damage based on your armor, and as long as you have 50k, you get all the 43% damage. And then the secondary gun doesn't matter, not the pistol either, so yeah, you only use one gun because of twisted rounds. Worth to note though, I am looking for Embalmer's Rage, and that is what would take this build to the next level, but unfortunately it's like one of the two legendaries that haven't dropped for me yet, so whenever I get that, I will make an updated build for that. But honestly, this build works really, really good, and in some cases even better, because you don't really give up anything for crits. So I'm hitting really hard, and especially if I hit the headshots, I'm hitting even harder than you can do with that, I believe. But definitely just critting everything would be optimal. So let's take a look at the gear here. So starting with the helmet here. So in terms of attributes, bonus firepower, close range damage, and cooldown reduction is what you want to use. Skill Life Leech does not work with twisted rounds, so don't try to get that because I tested it and it does not work. So the Tanner's Hat is not a must-have, but I did get this 2 days ago, and it rolls with the best attributes, and also with Star into the Barrel, which is a pretty good damage talent, but it's not a must-have. So it boosts your firepower by 10,000 for each enemy in close range, which is like 10 meters, and it stacks up to 5 times. So it's really good when you have 5 adds close, and you can just focus the elite for crazy damage. But I feel like that is a talent I could swap, but there's not too many options for other better talents, so I kind of like this one a lot actually. Then we have another tier 3 mod, which is Sharp Eye. So killing enemies while ADSing, it grants you 16,000 firepower for 20 seconds. And this stacks up to 3 times. And this is insanely strong and a must-have for a damage build, because even if I don't ADS too much, you get the buff for 20 seconds, which is just super, super long. It's like the longest buff we have in the game, I feel like. So definitely super good talents right there. But both of them being tier 3 mods, as I said, a lot of the mods here are gonna be tier 3 mods. And then we have the chest piece, and the attributes are not perfect here, and I think actually 2 or 3 of the items are not guttural in terms of attributes, because I had to swap them and I haven't gotten the pieces that I need yet, so I am missing some cooldown reduction. It's not the biggest deal though, and also status power does increase the damage from vulnerability and the duration as well, so it's not too bad, but it's not what I want to have. So the mods on the chest piece is Radiation Jump, which inflict vulnerable to the enemy that you teleport behind, which gives you 15% additional damage on that enemy. It is a pretty good talent, but I kind of feel like I want to swap that, because I don't use my teleport as much as I used to, since I try to just save it more to get my ammo back, which we will get to later when we get to that talent. But I feel like there's not too many talents to swap to that are too impressive. But whenever I get the Embalmer's Rage, we're gonna do some swapping, because that's gonna open up for more crit talents. Then the second mod is the tier 3 mod Ammo Bargain, which is while Twisted Round is active, Killing Shot replenish 20% of your ammo in your magazine. Since I'm not playing Bulwark, this is one of the ways that I get the ammo back. And that's why I feel Death Shield is really good, since it hits so hard per shot. And a lot of times I do one-shot the smaller adds, and if they don't get one-shotted, I 2-tap them. So, and that talent surprisingly kinda is enough most of the time for me to keep the ammo. And then we have the pants, and here's the talent called Instant Reload. So hunt the prey, instantly replenish magazine in your current weapon, which is insanely good to keep twisted rounds up 100% of the time. And if you play this correctly, you will never lose twisted rounds. So I guess the most optimal way to use this is when you get 1 bullet left in the shotgun, then you wait for your teleport, and then you just teleport and bam, full mag. If you accidentally shot all of the bullets and your gun is starting to reload, then you just use your melee ability and that will cancel the reload. So you just spam melee until you get the teleport back, and then teleport and melee again, and then you just shoot, and you will get your mag replenished and you don't lose twisted rounds. Then the second mode, 10% shotgun weapon damage. Then we have the gloves with Bloodlust, which is super, super strong. 17,000 firepower that stacks up to 3 times. And you keep that for 10 seconds. Gives you a lot of damage, and it's really easy to keep up when you're just destroying ads so fast. And then second talent, personal space with 15% close range weapon damage bonus, which is of course extremely good since we're playing shotgun. Then we have the boost with the Captain Hunter, a must-have one, 25% more damage to elites. And elites is where you want the damage, and 25% is just insane. Then the last one is actually a defensive mode, which is emergency stance, which grants you the golem effect, which is 65% damage reduction for 4 seconds when you drop below 30% health. But this mod have been bugged, and that's why you see everybody using it. So usually when it procs, it would go away with the animation, like cosmetic, you would not see it anymore, but the effect would still be up. You can take a look at the HP bar and you will see a shield, and that is emergency stance. So if emergency stance goes away and you look at the HP bar and you see the shield icon, that means that you still have emergency stance. However though, the recent like 2 days, this have been really inconsistent with the bug, and it doesn't bug like that as much as before. So I would like to change that one out, because it is gonna get fixed eventually. And I would like to use mitigation from diff, which gives you 45,000 armor for 10 seconds and it stacks 3 times, which makes you really tanky. And it also makes sense since you are using Sharp Eye, you still have the ADS anyway. So definitely what I would like to do later. So when I play right now, I usually start with this helmet like this, and then I wait and see if emergency stance get bugged with the icon at the HP bar. And if that's the case, then I just swap back to the cowboy hat, and then I'm kind of good, because I haven't gotten pieces to actually swap out emergency stance. So that's kind of how I'm doing that. And the only time emergency stance goes away is if you go back to the menu. Maybe if you die, you would lose it too, I'm not sure. So that's worth to note. And here we can take a look at the stats right here. But I think that was everything I wanted to cover. I feel extremely happy with how good this build is, because I didn't think it would be this strong until I would get Embalmer's Reach with this, but this worked extremely well without it. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below if I missed something or if you have any questions, and I will answer your comments. And if you want to try to get a live answer from me, I do live stream Outriders on twitch.tv/widdz daily, so that might be a faster and easier way to get a response. And if you're interested in more daily Outriders videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I have so many more videos on the way. And one of the next builds I want to do is going to be an anomaly power build. And if you've been watching my stream, I'm still trying to get the last piece for that. So hopefully that will happen today. But with all that said, I leave you guys with some gameplay of the build, and I catch you guys on the stream or in the next video. Hope you guys enjoy. I want to have a run for tomorrow's video. We already fucked that up. It's gonna be a slow run. I can already fucking feel it. Fuck, where are you running, dude? Oh my god. It's just so annoying trying to do fast runs as Trickster, dude, because like you keep one mob behind and you like waste so much fucking time. And even if you do a good run, you'd be like, yeah, I would have been like 2 minutes faster on my fucking techno. We're probably like 20 seconds behind already. Exclamation mark build. This Death Shield one will be up tomorrow on my YouTube channel. Sprint. This one overall, I don't think the strat is to go where I'm going. I'm so fucking slow at this part. Rip doing fast round. Because I can't go up there because there's so many. Like, look at them. They're sitting right there. I think we saved some time there. I don't think this part was too bad. No embalmers. Don't need it. Honestly, I feel like I'm doing so much damage without it anyway. But yeah, it would be nice to get. But I'm surprised how good this works without it. I'm actually really surprised with that. Fuck your eyes, dude. Fuck, I didn't want to use the teleport on him, dude. Pay attention. Holy fuck, this was so slow. Too many fuck ups. Too early. Man, I thought I would get at least below 5 minutes when I fucking try it, dude. We did not.
The bandit leader's taken care of. Your pass is clear. Where these bandits come from anyway?
Too many fuck ups. Dude, I was gonna flip. Okay, we got 2 legendaries. I didn't see the first one. If I didn't get a legendary here, I fucking flipped it. Deliver on time. Wait, my stash full or something?